I'm sure I've told many of you at some point, but I was bullied a lot in Catholic grade school, go figure, and also in my first couple of years in high school. I don't know why, but my family, I think, just had a big target on it, and a lot of us were bullied at that time. But toward the end of my high school years, I started getting comfortable with myself, and I started feeling like I was getting a little bit more popular, and I actually had friends, which was kind of cool. I turned into be the biggest jerk in the world. And okay, so I played tennis in high school, and I was in band, so I was really cool. But I just remember I really took to one kid, and I really just started giving him a hard time all the time. And in classes, I was just bad. And at one point, even my band director called me in, and he asked me why I was such a jerk. My older brother and sister were so nice, but what happened to me? So anyway, long story short, I decided to become a priest through all of that. Well, it's interesting because that really stuck with me through my college years, and in my college years, the faith becomes your own, and I really took to the faith and really tried to grow and develop my relationship with God. And then once I got a job, I remember once I started discerning the priesthood, it really bothered me my last couple of years in high school how I acted and what my conduct was all about, because that wasn't who I was. That wasn't what I was called to be. It was more just a reaction to maybe how I was treated. But still, there is no excuse, because our Christian Catholic faith is all about turning the other cheek, not by being a bully. Now, what does this have to do with what we're talking about today in our gospel? We have the wedding feast, and it's a very bizarre story. It's almost like a cartoon in a way, because it's so drastic that the king offers this feast, and the ones that were invited just, they had better things to do. But then he gets upset, and then he had the people go out and murder people and all sorts of stuff. And then basically said, okay, go out to the streets and find whoever you can, the bad and the good alike, no matter what you can do to get them into this banquet. So the bad and the good, he called all to the banquet. But then he starts going after this one person that doesn't have a wedding garment on. Now, if you or me were just called out from the street, I don't think that we'd be all dressed up in the wedding garment ready to be here. But again, he's talking through parables. This isn't a real story, obviously. He's talking through parables to show a reality, to show a truth. That once you are invited to this wedding banquet, and you can see how glorious it is, there is some kind of, I know I'm going to forget this word, but there's standards. Yeah, standards. That's a hard word, Mike. But anyway, there are standards that are required that when somebody is invited to this wedding feast. Jesus indeed does call all to follow after him, but once somebody does choose to follow that call and accept that invitation, there is standards to our faith. I think throughout our entire life we can say, okay, I'm a person of God, I'm trying to be the best disciple, but look at all those people, those godless people over there and how they act. Does it really matter what I do, what my conduct truly is, because it's obvious that not everybody is following this? Well, brothers and sisters, we have been called. And by being called, we do live to a little bit greater of a standard. But we do realize that there are many people out there, believe it or not, that have never heard the name of Jesus Christ, have never been formed or raised in the faith, and they really have no clue. And it's by our conduct, by our words, and by our examples that we can draw people into this great mystery that we have been called to and call them. Now, are they going to be to the bar of that standard right away? No, that's what formation is all about. When somebody enters into RCIA, we form them, we teach them about the faith, we develop a relationship with Jesus Christ and have them talk and share witness stories, forming them in the faith. That's what we do with our children. We form them in the faith so that when they are older, they take it on themselves and be the best disciples that they can. And being formed forms them into the standards of how we treat people, how we love, how we forgive, what love and mercy is truly about. So yes, we are a big church, many ideas, many opinions, many whatever, but we are called to a certain standard as being Catholic Christians. And hopefully we can hold each other accountable for that as well, to be the best disciples that we possibly can be. Yes, we are a church that has many wounded people that are striving for healing, are striving for God's mercy. But it isn't just the whatever we want to do type of church. We have the Ten Commandments. We have the example of Jesus Christ, and hopefully we can be that example for one another in love and in mercy.